Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how to render only reflection in Blender. This technique is super useful for compositing, product visualization and VFX works. So let's dive in. We will use this car model for the video, which was made by Ahsanul Karim Abid, a 3D artist who lives in New York. For now, just forget about the light setup. I'll show it in another video how to do it. Now, as you see in our scene, we have some lighting, and the floor is also an emissive light. It is right now disabled from render view, but if I hide the floor, you will see that the light is gone from the car. The reflection is gone, and if I enable it, then it's here again. Also same for the backgrounds, like you see there are some changes. If I hide it, something is gone. And also this one, actually I use them as environment light. Our graphic designer, she gave me these two images where she will put my render. This is an example to match the car, and this will be the final one. So I have to render this one first. For now, I'm just pressing F12 to render this scene without any background, without any shadow, and without any reflection. So let's wait for finish the render, and then we'll add shadow and reflection. Okay, so the render is finished. We have to save it by going to image, save as. In render folder, I'm saving it as car, only car. Okay, just car. Now let's go back to the folder. Here is the render, and the size is 14.9 MB. Okay, I'll try to optimize the file size by opening it with Paint and press Ctrl+S. Now you see the size is 3.5 MB. Okay, now this was the file. This was the Blender file for the car. Now we have to render shadow. So let's save the file and save a new file for the shadow, like car_shadow. All right. Now we have the file. Car shadow. Okay, so let's work on shadow now. Previously, the floor was an emissive light. If we go back to shader editor, and you'll see that the image which I used as background, it was connected to emission color, and the strength was 10. Now I have to cut off this line, and we have to also hide everything. Just we have to capture the shadow. Now I have to go to here in the filter, turn on indirect only, and in this folder where the car is in our outliner, we have to mark them as indirect. Okay, but the thing is, our plane is hidden. Why? Because in our object properties we disabled it from camera, so we have to enable the camera again, but now it is white, so we have to turn on shadow catcher. So yeah, there is almost no shadow, I think, because our environment is not casting shadow or the light. Let me check first. Okay, because the emission was 10, now we have to disable it. Okay, now the shadow is coming back. Okay, this is the shadow. We in the shadow we don't have to care too much about the position of our environment light, so that it looks good. Scaling it a little bit up. Also this one, I have to remove it from our view, so there will be no extra this type of marks. Okay, I hope this will work. And now for shadow render, I think we can go for like 30 seconds or 1 minute. 60 is 1. 2000 sample is very okay, no problem. Then hit F12 again and it will start rendering the shadow. Okay, the shadow render is done. I have to save it like car_shadow. Let's optimize the render again. Open with paint, Ctrl S to save, and now it is very smaller file size, but will have almost the same detail. Okay, so now we're going back to our original file car.blend, and let's make a duplicate by copying it and pasting, renaming it as car_reflection. Okay, this is the shortcut of reflection, ref. Let's open the file. Now we can see the car inside our scene. We have to modify the floor materials so that it can capture the reflection properly. By going to the object properties, we have to enable it in our viewport like this. And let's hide the overlays. You can also hide it by turning this icon on and off, but I'm doing it from here. Okay, so the light is an emissive. Right now it is emissive. We have to turn it off. There should be no emission strength, and right now the color is black. Let's try with black. If it works, then works. Then otherwise we have to change it to white. So let's see how it looks, how the reflection looks here. So I'm reducing the roughness, and in this point we can see, yes, there are some reflections. The metallic is 100%. Let's try to make it white. No, white is making it bad. Black is better, I think. Yeah. But in reality, the image should not be like 100% mirror. There should be some blurriness, so we have to work on the roughness also. Yeah, not 100% clear like this. It should be a little bit blurry like this one. Okay, so now what is happening here is we're seeing car and floor. We have to hide the car, but it should be indirectly influencing on the floor, so we have to enable reflection toggle, the indirect one, again like the shadows, and then turn it on for our car folders. Our car is inside these two folders, so now car is hidden. But the thing is, it is not easy like shadow render. We have to do some extra works. So we're going to make some render passes like view layer, and in the light menu go to glossy and mark indirect. In viewport you will see nothing. Why? Because right now it is showing the combined result. If we go to our viewport shading settings, render pass, combined, and now if we turn on glossy indirect, this is what we want. Black background, only the reflection is here, and then in Photoshop we can mask it out by changing the blend modes in Photoshop. So okay, the problem is if we render it, we will not get the render like this. We'll get it like this. So we have to adjust something in our compositing. Let's delete all these sheets. I'm adding render layer, then Control Shift and left clicking on it. So I've got a viewer and also adding composite. I've connected them, and now Shift and left click drag, sorry, right click drag here. Now the thing is, right now the image is connected to both of them, but we have to connect this one actually, this one, and we have to also denoise it. So we have to turn on denoising data. So it is already turned on. So now we're seeing denoising normal and denoising albedo option. So let's add denoise mode here. Let's connect this. Okay, now glossy indirect will be rendered in our compositor. So don't forget to check this tick mark, use notes, otherwise you will get nothing in the render. Pressing F12 button, and our rendering just started. Our render is almost finished. When the render is done, you will get no blank space like this. Now it will be totally black, and inside black only our reflection will stay. We are almost there. Compositing. It is taking too much time, but I hope it will give us the result very soon, in any moment. Okay, we got our render. This is the render. So let's save it again in the render folder, like reflection. I'm going to optimize this one again. Opening with paint, pressing Ctrl S. Not too much optimization, but it will work. Okay, now let's go back to our folder and open this background image in Photoshop by dragging it here. Then going back to render folder, we will put one by one our reflection, car and shadow. So this one is car. Okay, I'm putting it here. This one is shadow. The shadow should be under car, and then the reflection. Okay, reflection should be under shadow, I think. But the thing is, we're not able to see the background image right now, so we have to make some tweaking with blend modes of the reflection. Let's see which one works better. No, I think screen is giving us better result for this render. Okay, and we can also reduce the opacity of the shadow so that it doesn't look too much, or we can do some post-production work like masking, like this, only for the shadow. But I hope you get the point. We can do separate renders for shadow like this. We can also change the background if you want, like any solid color, and it will still hold the reflection. See, the reflection is there. It's working. You can make any custom background. So let's make a custom background. Very easy one, I think. A gradient one. Like this. And that's it. Now you know how to render on the reflection in Blender. If you found this helpful, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more Blender tutorial. See you in the next video. Bye bye.